Hey everyone, it's Natalie. I'm back again today to do another video. Of course, I don't know what the subject's gonna be on, but I think I'm just gonna speak from my heart because after reading everyone's comments the past few days, today I'm home because the doctors changed my dosage on my medicine, and it had me really tired and groggy and stumbling yesterday at work, which I did notify the administration, and I finally ended up leaving because I just don't want to be around children when I'm feeling kind of I don't know if you want to call it messed up or weird, or I don't know. Anyway, luckily I am pain free, thank God. So yesterday I did a bunch of gardening. It brought me to my happy place. But I think I want to talk about some of the things I've been reading in the comments. And it just breaks my heart that y'all are going through this situation. And I know when I was in your place, it just seemed like it was never going to end. And the truth is, it's not going to end unless you make it end. Because when you have a partner who isn't going to make it end, and luckily a lot of us in the comments I have read that their partner has their back and this and that the situation has ended and they're free, but they're having a hard time healing. But for the ones in the comments that just are not knowing what to do in a situation like this, and they can't stop stepping out of character and showing their raw emotions, which granted you should do and you should be able to do, especially with a friend or a family member or someone that actually cares about you. Because when you show raw emotion to someone, and you show them that they have upset you, the other person has empathy and sympathy, or should correct those behaviors that hurt you, right? And those type of people are the ones that will apologize and try to correct their behavior, right? Unfortunately, you cannot show these raw emotions, because like when you step out of character with someone that you know that loves and cares for you, they know personally that you stepped out of character because of an action they did, so it caused you to have a reaction. Now when you're dealing with somebody with NPD, and it could be your mother-in-law, your mother, father, brother, sister, whoever it is, even sister-in-laws, brother-in-laws, father-in-laws, whatever, whoever it is, you can't show that raw emotion. Unfortunately, you can't be yourself. And that's the hard part about us human beings as loving, kind, and caring people, truthful people that maybe are empaths and things like that, and want to let that other person know, like, hey, you hurt my feelings, let's talk about it and correct it. Well, with your narcissist, you're not going to be able to do that because they don't care, right? Because you have to remember, when you're dealing with a narcissist, only their opinions, their thoughts, their actions, their whatever it is, only matters to them. So how you feel doesn't matter. And so if you go and tell a narcissist and you step out of character, or you go and tell them, hey, you hurt my feelings, only theirs matters. So when you tell them this, what they do is they find a weakness within that vulnerability of you coming to them as a compassionate person and trying to have a human interaction, a human connection with this person. They will take that of you expressing yourself and being vulnerable as a weakness. And then what they do is they remember that, okay? And they use it against you later, okay? And so when you're showing a narcissist vulnerability, you are giving them power, okay? And this is what you have to understand, that they are selfish people, okay? They have a disorder where they only care about what affects them and what does not affect you. So although they might do something to you or say something to you or cause a commotion within your family, your nuclear family, or the nuclear family that you have come into, the only thing that matters to them in that situation is how it's going to look on them when you show raw emotion, and that only that nuclear family matters, right? That their nuclear family matters. And so they will take your raw emotions and they will say things like, well, I'm sorry it made you feel that way. And so when you're stepping out of character and you're embarrassing the narcissist, and because you're in this nuclear family, they will play the victim in it. And so although they have done something that made you step out of character, what they do around the people when you do step out of character is they will play the victim. They will start crying. They will start pointing fingers at you, that you are the reason why that you stepped out of character. It's not their fault. And maybe I did get a little off. I kind of had a brain fart, so I kind of got off subject on the other thing. But let me carry on. When you are doing this, you are causing a narcissistic injury, especially when you are confronting them in front of family members that you have hurt me and got a reaction out of me. So instead of a normal person apologizing, they will just go ahead and play the victim and blame you for the reason why they acted the way they acted and the way you acted. And when you are in this situation where you are having to go to dinner or to their house or a celebration or something like that, and you're already super uncomfortable, because this is my thing. Like, I would go to these dinners and stuff, even though I didn't want to, because I thought by doing that, I could show my character of wanting to build a relationship, wanting to build a bond, a friendship with my narcissist. But it always backfired. I'd always be singled out. Hey, I'm paying, like the narcissist would be like, hey, I'm paying for everybody but her. Bring her her own check. These are the things that they do to trigger you, to get a response out of you, to let you know that you're not part of their family. And so when you're around them and they are doing things that are inconsiderate and passive aggressive and, gosh, I can name so many things. Just doing little innuendos and gaslighting techniques and things like that, that maybe other people don't realize that they are, because in the past there's been like conversations between you and the narc that nobody knows about. So when they're doing these things, other people around don't realize that that is actually referencing a past experience that you have had with them. And so my suggestion is, like, when you're around these people and you're going out to celebrations and things like that, and you're trying to prove because it makes you feel uncomfortable. Like, let's be honest, you don't want to go. So you're already uncomfortable in this situation. And then they do these little things like me having to pay for my own dinner when there's 15 other people getting their dinner paid by the narcissist, but I'm singled out, right? Or I'm singled out because, I drank a glass of alcohol and she spread rumors that I have a drug problem or an alcohol problem, or she's mentally ill, she shouldn't have alcohol. Or they might point out, are you sure you want a second glass of wine? Things like this, like while you're in a group of people. They're doing this to trigger you, to embarrass you, because they have already been the puppet master to the other people around them who are also looking for that same validation, acceptance that you are. They have already spread rumors about you to them. Okay? So when they're using these little gaslighting techniques, you take it in stride. And you be polite and ladylike or manlike, whatever it is, gentlemanlike. And you say, oh, I'm happy to pay for my own way. Thank you so much for holding me accountable for paying my own dinner. Or something like that. So you have to use reverse psychology, because since they are trying to trigger you in a situation, you have to find kindness within yourself, even though you're hurt and angry, to backfire on the narcissist, to use that reverse psychology on the narcissist. Because when you do that, what you don't understand is you're paralyzing them. Okay? Because they don't know what to say after you say something polite, since they were trying to trigger you into a reaction. So you stay cool, collected, and quiet. And so when you're around these people, the best thing you can do is stay busy, not interact with them. And if you do have to interact with them, you just keep it surface. They ask you things that you're not comfortable with. You just politely say, I don't feel comfortable talking about that. They might do things where they know that you may not come from a very healthy family, and they will bring up your family and ask how so-and-so's doing, this and that. Even if they're not doing good, you always say, oh, they're doing great. Thanks for asking. Period. Because they're trying to dig in to the dysfunctional family you might have, so that way they can go around and spread rumors to that same group that's at that table, that's at that celebration. So if you do have a trigger at that celebration or around those people, they can go around and say, see, I told you she came from a bad family. That's why she acts like that. Not knowing the back history of, hey, I, at one time, thought I had a good relationship with you, and I shared things with you that were vulnerable, that were personal, that I thought maybe you would care for me, that maybe that you would show me a little bit more compassion, a little bit more love, a little bit more caring and kindness. But instead, what they do is they take that information and they use it against you, and they misinterpret what you've told them. So let's say maybe you did come from a slight dysfunctional family. I think everybody has some type of dysfunction in their family. Everybody does. It's the truth, okay? Not everybody is perfect. Not every family is perfect. People make mistakes. Parents make mistakes, okay? But what they'll do is that slight little dysfunction that you might have, even though you had a great childhood, but you had a slight dysfunction, they take that dysfunction that you had in your family and they make it into like, you come from a very abusive household. It caused you to have mental illness. It caused you to have trauma. It caused you whatever. And even if that is true, even if all those things really did happen to you, right? They make it seem so much worse than what it really is. And so when you're around other people, they're gossiping and they're little flying monkeys, listen to them. Because you have to remember, like, you just entered this family. So the people that have been around the narcissist the longest, longer than you, have been manipulated this whole time. And you're not the only one that the narcissist has done this to when a new person comes into their family or group, okay? And I've read in comments like, I'm not the only daughter-in-law. I'm not the only son-in-law that have went no contact with this person. There's been numerous comments saying that there are numerous family members that are no contact with this person. So I want you to think about something. How do you think their life's gonna go at the end of their life when they're in a nursing home? Or if they have enough money where they can stay at home and they have nurses come? Do you think people are gonna come and visit? Do you think people are gonna be sitting by their bedside? Do you think they're gonna have their family surrounding them? No, they're not. This is the fate of the narcissist. And this is what they don't understand, is when you go around treating people the way you treat them, and you gossip and you do all this nasty things, even the people that you gossip to look at the narcissist in a different light too. Because like in one of my later videos, I say, if you know somebody that is constantly gossiping, like a coworker or a friend or something, do you think it in a positive light about them? No, you don't. Would you want to be that person's friend if you know that they're gossiping about other people and coming and telling you, and supposedly they're your friend, or at least they think they are? No, you wouldn't want to be their friend. So why would you want to be at the bedside of someone dying if you know that that person, that the narcissist has been nothing but a liar, cheater, manipulator, and gossiper their whole life? People see this, even the ones that are looking for validation and acceptance. At the end of the road, the narcissist is all alone. And it's because of their actions. And when I was in your situation, I felt like I was just embarrassing myself all the time. Because my husband would constantly want me or make me go, or actually, no, I'll be honest. Even though I didn't want to go, I did want to go. I wanted to go, number one, because I thought it would fix the relationship. Number two, because I thought by showing my face, she didn't have a reason to talk trash about me because I didn't show, because that's what happens if you don't show. They talk trash about you. Oh, she doesn't like me, that's why she doesn't come. When they don't know the reality that person has been smearing you the whole time. And anyone with common sense knows that if you didn't show up to that dinner, the other people that she is saying those things to because you didn't show up already know the reason why you didn't show up. Because the narcissist has been talking to them badly about you this whole time. Why would you show up? And number three, I would show up for support of my husband. Because I love my husband. And I thought by showing up and being by his side was making our situation and our relationship stronger, and showing the narcissist to her face that no matter what you say, no matter what you do, I'm going to be with my boyfriend or husband or girlfriend or whatever it is. No matter what you say, no matter what you do, you're not going to break me. You're not going to break us up. So you can keep playing your tricks and games and manipulation tactics and smearing and all that. And you know what? I'm going to show you. I don't care. It doesn't bother me. And that's the reaction that I started having to have, even though it did bother me at times. Actually, it bothered me a lot at the beginning once I started finding out really what was going on. But over time, I realized that I needed to face her. I needed to face the monster, to show her, I'm not scared of you. I'm not scared of you. You can say and do whatever you want to do. And guess what? I'm still going to face you because I'm not scared of you. It's like the, how little kids, like parents will be like, oh, you have a monster under your bed. Or the kid will be like, oh, there's a monster under my bed. Just like joking, right? Well, that monster under my bed doesn't scare me. And I think that's really important, to show your face to the narcissist. You don't scare me. And so when you're around these people, you just have to be very surface, very dry, if they talk to you. But the best thing you can do to really get under a narcissist's skin is not to have a conversation with her. Because she's going to start conversations with you to get information out of you to use it against you later. The conversation isn't a polite conversation. It is a negative conversation. It is a sadistic conversation. It is to pull information out of you so later on they can use it against you when they have their child alone, and they can whisper in their ear about the things that you conversated with them about. So if they do try to start a conversation, try to end it immediately with very neutral phrases. Okay? And then leave it at that. Don't look down at her, because if you look down at her, she's going to ask you a question. Or she might look down at you and try to start a conversation. Because you know how, like, when people look at you, they're trying to get that eye contact to ask you a question, to start a conversation. Well, don't do it. The best thing you can do is don't look at her at all, because she wants attention. Okay? Narcissists want attention. It's like the Instagram models. They take all these pictures. You know why? Because they want attention. They want people to look at them. So if you want to injure a narcissist and you want to make sure that she knows that you know what she's doing, is not to give her any attention. Don't look her way. Don't conversate with her. Keep busy. Keep food in your mouth. Eat as slow as you can. If you have to be at her house, just go do something. Go outside. Act like you have a phone call. Act like anything. Because it's so painful to be in a situation like this when you have someone who is deliberately trying to get you to step out of character. Because when they do that, especially around other people, because in private, it doesn't matter. She doesn't care. You can step out of character all you want, okay? Trust me, it doesn't matter. But when you do it in front of groups of people, or 1 or 2 or 3 people, she then turns around and says, that is your true character, when it really was just a reaction. Okay, I'm going to end this video. I'm going to start another video because I have something on my brain I want to talk about. Yeah, this might be all over the place. I'm sorry. But anyways, yeah, avoid these people at all costs. Do not invite them over to your house. You always meet them in public, or you go to their home, so you can leave when you want. If you invite them over to your house and then you're ready for the celebration, the dinner, or whatever it is to end, they will stick around, and they do that on purpose. They do that because they know it's time to leave, but they're trying to get you to ask them to leave, so that way they have a way to say that you don't like them and that you're impolite, and you ask them to leave their son or daughter's home, where in their brain they think it's theirs, even though you freaking pay for it. All right, peace, love, harmony. See you guys later. Bye.